Hi guys, Miss Julie here. So today I kind of wanted to talk about human trafficking and the organized crime. We know that human trafficking is becoming more and more organized as we hear more and more about the feds breaking up human trafficking rings. Much like, the drug lords and the cartels in the early 80s, 90s, it's becoming very, very much organized. And so in my work with, talking to survivors, hearing survivor stories, and the research, just the amount of research that's out there in the FBI, like doing these sting operations and what they're finding, the more I started to realize this and started to read about it, it's very, it's sick, of course, it's heinous, but it's kind of scary. And I'm going to tell you why. Because yes, we do have the Romeo pimps. Of course, we have independent traffickers that work alone. We know that there are those kinds of traffickers. But then you have these rings where, if you kind of compare it to the drug lords, they would be like the top person, right? And then they have people underneath them that they send to go here, there, everywhere. And then underneath them, there's like the delivery people that they don't know what they're delivering. They just know they take something, they drop it off, and they get paid. And so what we're seeing is very, very similar in the human trafficking rings and this becoming like an organized crime. And I don't even necessarily blame younger teenage boys that don't know, they don't understand what's happening, and they're actually being groomed and recruited to supply girls and other at-risk individuals. And so what this looks like is, one of the survivor stories, there was a young guy, she was working in a cafe. She was just serving up coffee and trying to work her way through college. She was in a nursing program and she was just working in this cafe. And this guy starts coming in and he's chatty with her and he's her age, right? He's her age. And so, they strike up a conversation. He's asking her what she's studying and things are wonderful. Like, this is great. This is how you meet a boyfriend. Like it looked very, very normal. And in reality, what was going on was he was approached by men that said, we will pay you good money. I don't mean just like $50 here and there. I mean, like, this kid was getting $1,000, $2,000 a week for him to go. What these rings do is they will target somebody. They're predators. They know what they're looking for. So of course, a single person trying to work their way through school, maybe doesn't have a lot of family support, they know what they're looking for. And so if they hone in on somebody that has this kind of a vulnerability, what these rings start doing is going out and recruiting boys. And all they're saying is, I'm gonna pay you money to take her out on a date. I'm going to pay you money to become her boyfriend. And so these guys don't really know what's going on. I mean, you take a young 17-year-old and say, I'm going to give you $1,000 this week if you take her on 3 dates tonight, buy her some jewelry, make her really like you. And we see this grooming and recruiting kind of thing where these guys are like, sweet, I get to take a pretty girl out, make her think that I'm her boyfriend and we get to go on all these fun dates and I'm getting thousands of dollars, in seriously, in a young boy's mind, that is like the dream job. Are you kidding me? And so of course we see naive younger boys being recruited like this. And so the people that are hiring them know exactly what they're doing. They know what's going on, but these younger boys, not so much. And so this was this poor woman's story. You know, this guy kept coming in, they were chatting over coffee, they started going out on dates. 6 months later, this is how organized and how much money is in human trafficking. 6 months later. You know, she's thinking she's got this wonderful boyfriend. He's being paid all this money to take her out. Well, one day he's told, okay, you're going to drop her off at this address and we're going to give you $5,000. And that's exactly what happened. And from there, you know, the top dogs that had hired this kid to do all this grunt work and running around is now dropping her off, and he has no idea. He has no idea what's about to happen to her. And so this is why I feel really strongly that we have to start educating our boys. Like, if you're approached and being told that you're going to be paid money to take a girl out on a date, you really need to know that this is most likely a trafficking ring, and you probably ought to call the human trafficking hotline. So I just wanted to come with this tidbit of information. We're going to get a lot deeper into human trafficking as we go along, but I just wanted to let you know how some of these rings are starting to operate. Thanks, guys.